G'day legends. One thing that confuses a lot of first-time buyers is how your deposit impacts the amount a bank will lend you. Here's how it actually works. The banks work out how much they're comfortable lending you based on your income, any debts you have, and your living expenses. That number is called your borrowing capacity. So let's say the bank looks at your situation and says, we're happy to lend you up to $760,000. That means the maximum loan they'll give you is $760,000. Even if you had $1 million saved, they won't lend you more, because that's the limit based on your income. If you wanted to buy a property for $800,000 under the 5% deposit scheme in Victoria, you'd need roughly $90,000 saved up to cover your 5% deposit, plus government costs and other upfront expenses. If you've got around 90K saved, perfect, you can use your full borrowing capacity and buy something around the $800,000 mark. But here's the catch. If you don't have enough savings, you might not be able to borrow the full $760,000 loan, even though the bank says that you can afford it. For example, if you've only got $65,000 saved, that's closer to what you'd need to buy a property for $700,000. Under the 5% deposit scheme, the bank will only lend you 95% of the property's value. So for a 700K property, that's a loan of $665,000. So even though your borrowing capacity is $760,000, the bank will reduce the amount they lend you because your deposit isn't big enough to reach that higher price point. Having more savings doesn't necessarily mean you can borrow more, because the bank sets the limit based on your income, but not having enough savings can definitely reduce the amount that you're allowed to borrow. That's a wrap from the Roaming Broker. Over and out.